Welcome to the back tube. Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome to my first ever show review, technically. I mean, we've done show reviews on here before, but this is my baby. So I'm going to see how it goes.
Hell yeah. With the famous words, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Exactly.
You might want to go ahead and drop that warning because Zach's is already asking should he dodge this one because of spoilers.
Yeah, we probably going to spoil some stuff, Zach.
Yeah.
Probably. So I wish you could stay, but yeah, we might slip something that will ruin it for you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin the show for anybody. Hey, beaches!
The dark side is truly with us now. The jester is here.
Truly.
Take care, man.
Take it easy, Zach.
Hey, you're free to rewatch the stream after you watch the show. See how we did.
Yes.
Let me know. Hey, Ted, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Ted?
Arlena, what's up, partner?
Oh,
I
that's
can't believe you're here because you haven't watched it yet.
I thought that was damn it. These damn names. Arlena, change your name back to Arlena. Shit. Sorry. I thought it was Jester.
Can you just be like Jester's Arlena? That would make it a bit easier. Like,
Yeah.
Mr. Walker, how you doing? Mr. Westbrook, what is up, my friend? JP, the peddler of Backtube merch. How you doing, my brother? Let's see, make sure I got everybody. Oh, Anthony, YouTube fan, how you doing, man? Answer to your question, it was pretty good, but it was problematic, idiosyncratic, esoteric, and rather anti-Star Wars in its Star Wars storytelling, not enthralled for season 2. And I can see that. Can really see that. I do understand because, you know, a lot of people were, what the hell?
Somebody trying to break in.
No.
is Arlena trying to cancel the stream?
No, that's Arwen. I wonder if Zach's was in two different chats. Because he said later to Tim's talking. I didn't see Tim talk in the chat.
Tim's in here.
Is he?
Yeah,
I don't
scroll
see
back
him
up.
in the chat.
Oh, I thought
At
I saw
all.
Tim. I could have sworn I saw Tim.
Well, Tim, if you're here, welcome, brother.
No, he might. Was that Ted he was talking to? It might have been Ted he was talking to. Hold on, I thought I saw Tim in here.
I don't know. I looked. I'm looking. I looked in StreamYards and looked on the.
It's probably Ted he was talking to because Ted did say hey to him.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, Tim may be here. He's just not saying nothing. You
Hey Tim, if
lurker.
you're here.
You lurker, you.
We see you.
So, hey, what's up, Ronnie? How you doing, man? Who's the pretty girl on the bottom?
Get him straight. Get him straight.
No, I appreciate the compliment. You know.
It's the hair.
Yeah.
Used to work with a guy, about 25 years ago, and he worked for a street department, and he had long hair, and it was straight, and he was a very slender guy.
Ooh.
So he got catcalled all the time from behind when people didn't do that. He turned around, he's got a full beard and going, fuck.
Those are the best videos. Like.
Oh, dude, and he could troll like no other. He loved to fuck with people. It was great.
Like there are these videos of like during the pandemic, like when people had like masks on and stuff, and like there was like Women's Day, and people would walk up to men with long hair, and then they pulled the mask down. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Okay, Andor.
Indeed.
Now, a lot. I don't know how y'all watched it. How did y'all watch it? Week to week?
Yeah, week to week.
I watched it week to
right
week.
on release.
Yes.
And I started hearing the groans after the first week and after the second week, and it's like, okay, I'll just wait for half of the season to be done, watch it all at once, and then do that with the second half. That made it work for me. So I was like, okay, if I watch this week to week, I'd have been bored out of my mind on several episodes. I'd have been like, okay, anytime now. But I'm one of these people that if the story is good enough, I will get involved in it and I will just basically sink myself into it to where I don't overlook the cringe stuff. I mean, there was one thing, I'll get to it later. There was one thing Mon Mothma said that made me want to have diarrhea. And I'm sure y'all know what she said that I'm referring to. So, but anyway, I thought, everybody's like, it's not Star Wars. Yes, it is. This is the espionage side of Star Wars. This is the spy network being built from the ground up. And
I appreciated the fact that it had no Skywalkers in it. It had very little to do. I mean, with the building of the Rebel Alliance, of course, like you mentioned. But I mean, Star Wars is not totally about the Skywalker family. Yes, they are predominant in the story from the movies, but this isn't a movie. This is a TV show.
Right.
So that's what made this really enjoyable for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Skywalkers are obviously the main focus of the two trilogies. And like, I mean, it's the reason of Star Wars. I mean, they are the story. But I mean, we're now like, this show is about something that is like on the side that has like nothing to do with any sort of look. It has like, it's essentially consisting out of main characters that are no main characters. Like, there are main characters in the show, but like on the level of what they are in the grand scheme of things, they're just your average nobody people. Even like and people like Dedra in the ISB, she's still a nobody in terms of that. Like, she's no Tarkin, she's no Krennic. Like, she's part of that team, but like in the story, she's a main character. Right?
Yeah, I do like that analogy though. It's a side of Star Wars, or the side. It's like the Skywalker side bitch.
Yeah,
the main original trilogy is Star Wars main squeeze, and Rogue One and Andor is Skywalker's side bitch. Because without the work that they do, Skywalker doesn't succeed.
No,
True.
Yep. No, definitely.
I mean, going into story, as everybody's saying, it started off slow. Yes, it did start off slow, but I think it was well worth it starting off slow
Hmm.
because there are so many directions the show could have gone. I mean, the corners. I mean, you're looking at completely at the beginning from Cassian's point of view. Well, not true point of view, but how he's built up and leads into what happens. I'm not gonna. I'm jumping ahead by saying what I'm saying, but it shows him from basically a nobody who's just a common thief who's growing into seeing his potential. And when he finally does, it really slaps you in the face. To me, it did. It slaps you in the
Yeah.
face. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Scott agrees with you. On something
Yeah.
outside the Skywalker story too, and
hmm
Arlena's got a problem with you.
She doesn't pay me enough. That's why.
The truth is out.
Well, I mean,
Scandal.
we're talking about Star Wars. We'll
Love you
talk
too,
about that
Arlena.
later.
What's up, Maury? How you doing, buddy? Hey, the Stanleys.
Hey, what's
How
up?
you doing?
But
Oh, okay.
but in a way, like I was saying in the back, I've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed this more than I have the Mandalorian. Because, like you said, we're seeing the darker side of how the rebellion was built, and it's dark. I mean, it's really dark what's going on, the scheming, the behind the scenes. I mean, I wish they'd have gone a little bit more into Saw Gerrera. Whoops, sorry, spoilers, but
Well, I mean,
and
come on,
his
we have
part,
it in the title. I mean, if someone's going here expecting no spoilers, then
yeah. I mean,
so,
if they'd have gone a little bit more with Saw Gerrera, which I can understand why they didn't, because his story's been played out in the Clone Wars and all that. They're both the beginnings of his story, and it's built a little bit into Bad Batch. But I mean, that's probably the part that hurts. That would hurt that story the most to me is not enough Saw Gerrera, and seeing the guerrilla warfare side, the building of it, because we only got to taste it.
We don't know. That could be a show in the works all on its own. They're just keeping
Yeah.
in touch.
I think it's
Which
gonna
is-
be a main focus in season 2 actually, because I mean Saw. I mean his outfit is like pretty like not that crazy yet, but I mean in Rogue One he's missing his legs. He's missing like got that breathing apparatus. He's got nothing of that so far. So I think in season 2 we're probably gonna get some gritty warfare stuff where it also just goes sideways and like the Empire at times just overwhelms them still.
Right. And I agree, the Stanleys. They're like middle management. But without their leadership, it all goes to pot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, it goes to show not even just the characters, but even things like the corporate security guards. Like they're the epitome of like that. People were like complaining, like, "Yo, we didn't see stormtroopers in the beginning." Like they're the epitome of what the show is about. They're trying to just make the world a bit more realistic because I mean, yes, there are tons of stormtroopers, but still, if you look at maps of like the Star Wars galaxy out there, there are so many worlds. Like you could not possibly put stormtroopers like you couldn't possibly put like all planets under occupation of stormtroopers. Like they were relying on local security forces to be loyal to the Empire to do the work for them. And as long as it worked, they didn't have to send any stormtroopers. And now, well, once it went sideways, they do. But until then, like the security guards were enforcing the law for the Empire.
Right. And while that is a good point, and I was really looking forward to that story coming to George's brain, but Andor may have altered it. Well, Disney done threw out all his shit. He gave them outlines. He gave them everything they needed to make a successful sequel trilogy and beyond. And they just crumpled it, threw it in the trash, and said, "Piss on you." So, yeah, I'm still pissed about that. I'm still salty.
Yeah, but I mean, to an extent, we gotta like stop watching it from that aspect because I feel like the way Andor has been approaching the whole like building a network, having spies everywhere, it makes a lot of sense. and it is a different approach than what 1313 means, because I mean that's the criminal underworld, and I mean, in a way, I mean we've seen it sort of. I mean, there's no confirmation that where Lufin and that Imperial spy meet. I mean, we have no confirmation what level that is, but that is as close to 1313 as we're probably gonna get in a while.
Yeah.
It definitely had the vibe.
Yeah. I mean, and we still could see Black Sun or the other bullshit one they came up with.
No,
Hey, Alan, how you doing, buddy? Yes. Yes, Maul.
no.
Mm-hmm.
It'll turn some to the rebellion. It'll turn some to the empire. Just depends on their
No.
point of view.
Yep.
Overall, to kind of start it off with what my stand is like on the show. Like, I really enjoyed it overall. Really enjoyed it, and it's kind of I think production value wise and just like the quality of the show in its entirety, I think it is the most polished Star Wars show so far, live action. I It's right on par with Mandalorian with me because I really still love Mandalorian. It's a different story, or it's a different type of show. I mean, Mandalorian is more that, every episode is a new adventure, and it's sort of enclosed in the episode itself. It doesn't have like the pure like sort of story, here it begins, here it ends sort of story.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has like more. I feel like Mandalorian has more of that like halfway main legacy character, sort of feel to it. I mean, you got like in season 2, like people like Boba who are absolutely demolishing stormtroopers. Like, it feels like more of that Skywalker, like close to that Skywalker level of characters. And Andor is like just like even below that with like just very low, low class characters.
Well, to add what you just brought up, I think the way it was filmed was it, is it Tony Gilroy, or if I he filmed it as close to as what George Lucas would film Star Wars from the beginning. It's gritty, like you said. I mean, you get the feel of the underside of the galaxy. This is an everyday, ordinary thing.
Yeah.
Seeing ordinary lives. You're not seeing a hero being born, because to me, Cassian will not be a hero. Cassian does what Cassian does. Cassian is not Luke Skywalker, never will be, or Han Solo. None of these people are going to be those people we expect them or want them to be. Yeah. And going back to the way that Gilroy filmed this, I think he took a lot of points from Star Wars, filmed it the way that he did, because it feels like something out of the 70s with modern effects.
Yeah. Like the beginning of The Mandalorian. It had that Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, OT feel.
Mm-hmm. Mixed with spaghetti western, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to kind of address that one comment of they had no consultation with George or Dave Filoni, like they don't care about continuity. Heavily disagree with that. I mean, I'm sorry. We're talking about the same Tony Gilroy that, like, okay, so, I mean, first of all, Tony Gilroy is not a Star Wars fan, which I find highly fascinating that he's able to pull off such good Star Wars content. I mean, not only does he have Rogue One on his record, but now, like, Andor. And the guy is just, I don't know. It's really fascinating because he doesn't really know too much about Star Wars in that way. But for some reason, he's able to get the story group to give him the information he needs, and that is also accurate. Which, like, just as an example, a lot of us were surprised that Mom Mothma had a daughter. Well, they're in, like, now Legends, and it's not even, like, an actual comic book. It's, like, some sort of, like, really just, like, I don't think really too many people know about it. I didn't know about it before. But, like, the name of her daughter gets mentioned once in that itsy bitsy, like, comic book. And they use the same name for the daughter in the show. Like, that's some attention to detail and just some effort to put in to make it accurate.
That shows research.
That shows research. So if you're gonna like come around and be like, well, he didn't talk to George Lucas or Dave Filoni. Okay, like if he still does his research, who cares? I literally do not care if he shook George Lucas's hand. That doesn't make good Star Wars for me if the guy did that, because I feel like Rian Johnson would tell you that after The Last Jedi. Oh yeah, like I talked to George Lucas, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So like the story is like based on his island idea or whatever, some bullshit. Like that literally means nothing. So it's
He's a hippopotamus nipple.
Sorry, that's my comment.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh yeah, that's fine. And in various ways, I agree, because him not being a Star Wars fan and pulling this show off, and it not being a complete what the fuck like The Last Jedi was, shows that he did his homework, and I appreciate that in a storyteller, whether it be a writer or a director. As long as you do your research, and in many ways he respected the lore. Granted, he respected Disney lore more than he did OT, but there was still respect there, and I could see that.
And they're talking about the cereal in chat. Yeah, they did touch that cereal a little too much with Cyril.
Yeah,
that was
space tricks. They're for guards.
Yeah. And Cyril has become like the ultimate creep in Star Wars.
Hey, Snorty.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other aspect that I find very intriguing about Andor is the characters. Because we have characters like Dedra, who they are setting up in the beginning. You're kind of rooting for her, right? I think we're all on the same page. In the beginning, you're kind of like, oh, Blevin, that asshole. Like, come on, give her that sector so she can start working and getting some research done. But then by the end, you're kind of like, what a bitch.
Yeah, there's total hatred
terrible.
for that
like,
character. Yes,
she's like cruel and like just pure evil, and I want her to die. And kind of same with Cyril. Like, I feel like in the beginning, you're kind of like, okay, he's kind of a weird and like anxious dude. But he kind of like just like is just caught up in wanting to serve. But then also by the end, you're kind of like, he's stalking her and like, ugh.
Yeah,
like,
and that one scene, I thought, dude, you gonna mug down with her or what?
Yeah.
I was like, you sit there and lock eyes for how many seconds? Really? Come on.
Yeah. But
I could just hear the Disney love music playing. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
The
But I feel like it just
Dedra
adds
theme.
some depth to the characters in terms of like, it's not just black and white. Like there are characters that will change if they're given power. There are characters that have just dark sides to them. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Go ahead, Mark.
when we were discussing doing this show, you remember when I said about Cyril, I thought he would become what he would slowly build and join the alliance. I don't think he will. Now,
No.
has totally changed my mind after what
He will
happened at
end
the end.
in an ISB bed.
Yeah, he's going to be top brass.
I don't know if he'll be top brass. I think he's going.
Well, he'll be top brass under her.
Yeah,
He'll be her top brass.
He'll be her chief bootlicker. That's what he is.
Yeah,
and I mean that's what he wants to be. That's what he's building himself to be.
And and as good as she plays that character, where people want to hate her and stuff, call me misogynistic, call me whatever you want. I still have a problem with women being in the Empire before Return of the Jedi. Or before the Emperor's death. He hated women. He hated aliens. He only had men in his empire. And that's just me. I don't know. It's just one of the prejudice things. I guess I just can't let go.
No, I mean, I can totally see where like, no, I know. I mean, it makes total sense. I mean, yeah, it's been like that, or it's been written like that in the expanded lore before Disney. It doesn't bother me that much, but I also don't think there's anything wrong. Fake news.
That's okay. The Me Too movement's over. You're fine.
No, but I think it's also completely justified to note that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Contrary, sir, we liked it.
We liked it.
And yes, pod racing, B2 EMO.
Yeah.
Yes.
When they kicked over B2 Emo, I think we all cheered when like Brasso like punched and kicked the shit out of those Imperials.
Oh, dude, Mr. McCracken.
I think
Hey.
B2. I hope they do not. I hope they don't reprogram B2. I hope they leave him the way he is.
I'm sorry, Mark.
That's okay.
Is that what that new movie's about? Nope. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate it, buddy. Oh, yeah. 50 Shades of ISB.
Shades of ISB. Oh, no.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, no. Mike Zero's back.
Let's make some predictions, guys. I'm calling this. I talked to George Lucas's secretaries.
Gina
Disney
Carano will be
Connection.
back in Andor. No, wait, what?
Yes, Ghost Rider, he did beat him with Marva's
with the
brick.
dead-
Oh, he went ham. Dude, I got to say, that
That whole
Marva
scene.
speech, the speech,
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it built and built. And when it crescendoed, I was damn near standing up going, yeah!
Yeah,
And when the fighting started, oh, dude,
for
I
real.
stood up.
I think all of us in the watch party, I mean, we did like weekly watch parties. Like, I think at that moment, also us, like, we were all like, yes, let's go! Like, beat them up. Like, yeah, it really was impactful and really well done.
Yeah, very much so. Even though she's a douche. But I appreciate
Good
the
old
acting
Aunt
job she
Petunia
did.
banged one out at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way I am with it. Doesn't matter who you are as a person. If you put out good content, I'm still gonna watch it or listen to it. Excuse me.
And with,
Pardon
with
me.
like the Aunt Petunia joke, like there are actually quite a few Harry Potter. I mean, the show was filmed in the UK, so it makes sense. But there were a lot of Harry Potter actors. Like we have Aunt Petunia, we have Harry's dad, and we have the lady, Cyril's mom. She's like the lady that like saves Harry and Dudley from the Dementors.
Yes.
That's the same lady. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
kind of cool. Yeah.
Sorry.
But
I can't lean on my desk because my monitor for some reason just likes to shake.
It starts
I mean, I
looking
just
like-
barely moved my desk, and all of a sudden it's like.
So you mean it starts looking like you're having a call with Katie Sackhoff?
Yes.
oh,
How you doing, Katie? Nice to see you. Yeah, I got him to spit.
Oh no! I can just imagine that on call, like Katie being like, "Oh, that's so awesome! You're a fan of Bo-Katan," and then you're like, just start shaking.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Hey, could you lean forward a bit?
Like half a second, I considered doing that when I was talking to her. But
If
I
you do that,
did
you need to
succeed
film
in
that
shut
for
down
all
her
of us to
private
see.
messaging on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like,
Ghost
wow,
Rider, I don't
this
think-
fucking fuck.
I don't think the Book of Boba Fett or Kenobi could have been saved by Andor premiering first.
No.
I just
No,
don't. I
no.
don't think it would have
I
happened.
think it would have been worse actually, because
Yes.
right now I'm like, I'm really relieved there is a quality Star Wars live action show that came after Mandalorian. I feel like if it would have been like Mandalorian season 2, then Andor, and then Book of Boba, it would have
Yeah.
been way worse.
We'd
Way
be like,
worse.
you know what? Mando 3 can go suck a dick. I'm not even watching Bad Batch at this point. It
Really?
would have turned a lot of people off.
Okay.
A lot of
Oh,
people
okay.
do. I think a lot. It would have. Yeah.
Yeah,
it would have
Andor
been-
premiering before Kenobi and
Yeah.
Boba.
Like it was bad as it is, but yeah, I feel like that would have been worse. Definitely worse.
Yeah.
Especially like it's. I mean, I looked it up. Like Kenobi's budget. So Mando season 2's budget was like 95 million. Kenobi's budget was 90, so 5 million less than Mando season 2. and Andor.
Well, they
was
didn't have to pay Mark Hamill.
Well, yeah, and Andor was 135 million.
And you could tell.
You can
too.
tell.
You
Yeah.
can tell. I mean, it was more
Yes.
episodes, but still, I mean, that is a lot more, and you can just tell the quality is there.
Oh yeah.
The costumes look stellar. The sets look stellar. The sets. Imagine having sets. I mean,
Yeah,
the
they were
volume is
using
good
the
and fine, but
stagecraft or
just for
whatever.
specific things, not for
Yeah.
everything. No.
Yeah, they actually had structures. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And
this
those
is back to old school.
Yep.
And those
And
who
I
were
dug it.
complaining about no aliens, yes, we got aliens. It only took 6 episodes to get to them, but we got aliens.
Yeah. We did get a bit too few OG aliens. Like I would have liked to see maybe some Duros or like some Twi'leks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why weren't there Rhodians in the prison? They're a bunch of
Rhodians.
scallywags.
Yeah, or at least like in a different section. Like even if they like split the humans from the aliens, like have like on one of the corridors like a group of aliens walk past. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but those are like minor gripes. I feel
Or-
like that's like
Or you could have even put Bothans in there to start building up the Bothan presence with
Mhm.
within the rebellion.
Yep.
Seeing that
Mm.
that could have been a way to introduce them, even though they will probably be if hopefully they'll be introduced next season because of I mean, I don't know
okay,
how
but
far
why?
Disney's going to.
Okay, why is everyone like on the Bothans train? That is not like important until episode
Well,
6.
I'm thinking.
Well,
Now that you brought that up, go ahead.
they still ran an underground network, spy network.
Right,
I mean,
yeah,
they weren't
okay,
they
but,
weren't
like-
very important until the second Death Star, but I mean,
no,
they were
like,
still
what
part
I mean.
of.
Like I know that they were like building the network, but like I don't know. I've seen so many people be like, okay, I don't know why they didn't mention Buff. Like I get it. I would love to see that too, but I feel like that is something that would be more important to see like later on when the rebellion is actually built, when they're like active.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
No, I was like
Dude,
genuinely interested because I've seen more people like say that they wanted to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the Bothan homeworld? Is it Bith?
Bithway
This
way.
okay. I
or
was like
Bithwathi or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
they already mentioned Bissamari in
or
the show.
add the Mon Calamaris in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
But I think that when Mon Mothma has to run, that's when we'll see it.
which is going to be next season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. She's
Oh yeah. Her
because
douchey husband's gonna turn her in.
I don't
I
think.
don't know. I mean,
No.
because of this last episode,
If he's offered enough cash, he's got a gambling problem, dude. He's
No,
offering
but
enough cash, he'll roll.
No, her
no,
driver.
he doesn't. Daryl, that's the thing. She's lying. He doesn't. He's not gambling. That was the point of the scene. She's trying to like blame him for the money that's getting.
Okay, I did
Yeah.
not catch that because he was going along with it.
Yeah, because of the driver was spying
Right.
on her the whole
In a
time. He
way.
was reporting
Yeah.
back to the ISB.
Yeah,
So that explains the money loss.
Yeah,
exactly.
Out of her
That's her
accounts.
plan.
Okay,
Like she's
Okay,
basically.
thank you. I
trying
did
to
not catch
figure
that
out
at all.
No. I mean, it is definitely not like easy. Like yeah, but like I think that's like so. Really, I didn't think of that option. Like her, like kind of using the fact that she's being spied on to be like, oh honey, have you been gambling again? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I did not even catch that, but still, she said Canto buy it. And I was like, no.
I
I
know.
was like, why,
We
why
all
did
were like kind of like,
Why don't they just say one of the Hut worlds or something like that?
yeah,
Or
like
something on the outer rim.
go to Narshada.
Yeah.
Narshada. Yeah.
Yeah, he might
Laura,
not
that
live.
might be a bit too low for someone like Perrin, but man,
Yeah.
even Cloud City or like
Yeah.
Bespin has casinos.
That's true.
I mean, anyway, that's
And at that time, Lando was probably just getting it.
no.
If they follow the lore of his books.
Mm.
I think he got Cloud City right before New Hope.
No, he's banging. He's found a new droid to bang, man. He's gonna bang for a little while with a droid.
Oh no.
Just when I thought my stomach couldn't feel any worse.
I mean, that going through the story and him getting put in prison too. That was pretty interesting as well. And
Yeah,
Being
how
Andy-
harsh they were.
Yeah, and
You know,
meeting Andy Sakaris and all that. I liked his character by the way too. I hope he
Oh,
shows
yeah.
back
Andy
up.
Serkis killed it.
Yeah.
He
Absolutely.
did. And I think we will see him next season. Even
I
though he
really
couldn't
hope so because
swim.
I like his character so much.
hmm
I know. I was like, holy shit.
And yeah. And I also like the fact that Andy Serkis went out of his way, like into public, and like be like, and by the way, this character is not Snoke. It has nothing to do with Snoke. It is its own character, and like, I appreciate it. I mean,
Yeah.
not that I was worried, but it's nice to have the confirmation.
He got to show his acting chops without wearing mocap. That's what. That's yeah.
Yeah,
And
true.
that made it even better.
Pure Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
But dude, man, the guy can act. I mean,
hmm
Yeah, he was Claw in Black Panther, wasn't he? The arms
Oh,
dealer
yeah. No,
who was
yeah.
missing an arm,
Oh, correct.
ironically.
Yeah. Well, but he didn't have too much scenes in that.
No, but I liked him when I saw him.
Yeah, but like in the Prison Break, I mean, wow, like his reactions, like especially once like things started to roll with like
Yeah, when the old man
power
died.
outage and like him sort of like the wheels turning, he's not getting out.
Oh, yeah. And since when is a fucking hoverbed called a trolley? Come on.
Yeah,
Get the trolley. Motherfucker, it ain't got no wheels.
that's actually what I was thinking. Like, but it doesn't have any wheels.
Yeah.
Isn't it called trolley because it has wheels?
Yeah. Well, another thing about the Prison Break too, them figuring out the guard situation. I like that how he wrote that in there that the Empire was using fear instead of actually using force
Yeah,
to keep the prisoners in line.
nobody's
That-
listening.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
And
like
it
that.
makes
'Cause
so
I
much
could hear
sense, too.
Tarkin saying that.
Yeah.
Fear will keep the local systems in line. Fear the
Yeah.
Sparta station.
Overall, what are we thinking of the grittiness of the show, the deaths?
I like it.
oh, it's
Because
brutal.
yeah. And, oh,
It's
dude, what they
brutal.
did to Bix. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
They
that
fucked
is
her up.
some fucked up shit. Yeah,
And we don't know if she'll ever be straight. She was still, I mean, even though she was coming out of it, there's going to be some repercussions to what happened to her, what they did to her.
I don't
yeah.
think there is like for certain some irreparable damage that she's forever going to carry with her after that. Like, I mean, the way she looked and the things she was saying, like when Andor saved her, like, oh no, I can't go with you, like they will get mad. Like completely terrified of everything. Like
Yeah.
And then she said, she kept on saying that he would find, that Cassian would find them, kept repeating
Yeah.
it over and over and over
yeah,
and over
over
again.
and over.
Yep.
Yeah. No, very tragic and like well, like like all the people Matt Risman shout no, I'm kidding. All the people that are like the Empire did nothing wrong. Did they though?
Mm,
Like, I mean no, I feel like it's a nice contrast because I feel like we've had so many like different shows / mediums where the Empire has been portrayed in also good ways. Like I feel like, for instance, like in Mandalorian, when in season 2, when Mayfield and Mando like go into that Imperial base, and it's like all the Imperials like cheering for them, like sort of that brotherly bond. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, man, yeah. I mean, the stormtroopers are also just people, but then on the other hand, you have like those scientists that are just doing this really just messed up stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we wiped out an entire species, and yeah, those are the cries of their children dying. Have fun, like, yeah.
Well, the Empire, well, this is going to sound bad. As evil as it is, the Empire represents stability. Even though nobody knows the true means of how Palpatine overtook it, unless you're a Jedi or higher placed, you're not going to know what happened because
Yeah.
the way that the Jedi were presented as being selfish and, for their own, doing things for their own goals, common people aren't going to really care about, certain things, especially in a galactic empire. You've got people on one side of the galaxy who are going to hear the story and say, okay, whatever. As long as I'm making my money, what does it matter
Yeah.
to me?
Yeah.
And they might not
We're
even
out
tell
here
the
in the outer
difference.
rim.
Yeah.
I mean, Republic worlds. I mean, what difference does it make if there are clone troopers or stormtroopers running through the streets? I mean, to a normal person, it doesn't make a difference.
Mm-mm.
It's like, oh, it must be Wednesday.
Yeah, the flag is
Upgrade.
slightly different. No, I guess they I don't know, they redesigned it. Like
Yeah.
literally, like
Well, those planets that the clone troopers were on and occupying, or based out of, or whatever, the people got used to it, and then when the stormtroopers replaced them, they were still used to it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they just
white
upgraded their
armor.
uniforms.
Yep.
Same
Now,
thing.
it was a government through oppression, of course, so that's where it gets bad, but it's still stability.
Yeah, but when you said what that scientist told Bix, it's the cries of the dying species children. What if it was the Kaminoans?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Because you wipe out the species that created your clone army, and the only ones that can clone in the galaxy.
Yeah. I mean, I
Steal their
do think
technology.
they specified which species, and it was like an unknown species.
Yeah.
I think they did specify, but I mean, it's not the only time the Empire has wiped out a species. I can guarantee you that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or made certain species subservient, like the
right.
The Wookiees.
The Wookiees.
Well, the Wookiees were never really subservient. Neither were the Mon Cals. They had a
They
plan.
were forced into slavery.
Yeah, they were forced into slavery. They had a plan, and they got out. Well, they paid for it by getting out of it. But I'm talking more like the Nagri. They like.
Oh yeah. Well, they were tricked into slavery.
Yeah, they were tricked into slavery over a space battle,
Yep.
and the pollution of their planet.
Yep. And Vader
But
offered
also
them the solution. Charlie!
Hey!
Thrust, brother.
Thrust, brother.
But that's what I'd like to also see in Andor too, is to bring, if they're going to start cherry pick the stuff that works for it. Don't cherry pick for memory's sake. Cherry pick the stuff that actually will work in the story and advance the story a little bit more. You don't have to rely on, again, the Skywalker name to make a story succeed. We've already seen that with the first season of The Mandalorian. And parts of the second season. We've seen it work with Andor. I mean, we've actually kind of seen it work with Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Vader's presence, and you can't overlook Vader and the Emperor's presence in those shows, because that's the beginning of the Empire. So, but you can make quality Star Wars. Screaming it again, you can make quality Star Wars without the big names. It's been proven now. Now build on what you've got and keep on going.
Absolutely, and that's why I think like Andor specifically is so appealing to me, or like a lot of like more hardcore fans. Like I really enjoyed like just the thought process or the thinking process behind how the rebellion and how that like insurgency is built. Like as we said, like for most worlds, especially Republic worlds, it didn't make any difference that the Empire took over. It was all the same. Like yes, like they changed like the troopers, they changed the banners, but overall it stayed the same. And like kind of in Lufin's speech, or like Lufin when he talked, like kind of like the Empire has been choking us so slowly we've stopped to notice. Like it was a slow transition to an oppressive like just ruling, and kind of Lufin just also being that drastic in the sense of like, okay, we need to force the Empire to do something drastic so people start to see those changes. Like the fact that like if the Empire would have just kept on going with their like slow approach of control, nobody would have like noticed or been able to do anything. And yeah, it just adds that like bit of realism to it. I really enjoy that.
Well, he's, to me, again, like when we were talking about the beginning, when we were discussing doing the show, that's Garm Bell Iblis, or Iblis. That's who that character is.
Mhm.
with just under a
100%.
different name.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see if they do it where if the rebellion splits into cells, which would be really cool to see happen,
Mhm.
to see each cell build their own identity and then to have to slowly join each other to survive because they're being hunted now that
Mhm.
the ISB has their fingers in everything, which that's what we're seeing built as well.
Yeah.
Which I'm just really intrigued with where this is going. I am.
Absolutely. And just FYI, I invited a special guest to be with us today.
Okay.
He's on his way.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, and we also need to see the fallout of Saw Gerrera and Mon Mothma.
Very true.
I think they're going to put that in season 2.
And that is also going to play into the different rebel cells, because then the partisans will split from the main rebellion. And I mean, Krieger was also a different cell. I mean, we didn't really get to meet Krieger and anything, but he did represent another cell. So
And
speaking of representing another cell, what's up, Blue?
hey,
Hello there.
Hello there.
and now that you brought that up, Strike, that's another thing that other shows haven't done. Mention characters as part of the main story that we never see, but we hear about them and we feel them as characters in the story, even though we know nothing about them.
Yeah.
The mystery of the missing character. Why did they do this to this character? Why did they betray the character? Why? I mean, we understand why he was betrayed or used as a pawn to advance.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I'm intrigued about this character's backstory. That's
For
what
the
they did
greater
with
good.
and that's what they did like with Boba Fett. You didn't know anything about Boba Fett until 1991 when they started building the EU. I mean, you had your ideals of what he was or what he represented or who he was, but that's what builds good characters. To me, that's what great storytelling is. Adding those little bits in that catch your attention and stay in the back of your mind. It's like, why?
And get your imagination going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was like, and that's like a really good point. Imagine your imagination is always more powerful than anything they can portray on screen or in audio. And it's in the show too. Like, for instance, like the fact that we don't hear the screams of those dying children, I think is so much worse than if they would have actually chose to design a sound.
Yeah.
And Ghost Rider, can I jump it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Ghost Rider, no, you can't enforce totalitarianism on free people overnight. And that's what made the Empire hate it so quickly. They were forcing the Emperor was forcing his point of view on the galaxy. That's why it instantly sprung rebellion. I mean, if he'd have done it slowly, the rebellion would have probably never formed the way it did and would have been less effective.
And like Strike brought up, the clone troopers being on all these planets, and then when it switched over to stormtroopers with the Empire, they didn't notice. I mean, it's like a few people may have said, "Hey, what's going on?" But the most part, the majority of the population would be like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah.
And then they slowly start changing stuff over the next 18 years. And now we're at Andor, or 17, I guess. Isn't Andor like a year before New Hope?
No, it's 5 BBY in the beginning of the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because at the end, remember what we saw at the end? The big.
Yeah.
And see, and it wouldn't take them 5 more years or 4 more years to finish that before Rogue One.
Yeah. I mean, well, we'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. If you have not watched the end of it, yeah, the Death
That's
Star
no
was
moon.
Yeah, that's no moon. Definitely no moon. But I mean, it's
Yeah,
still
and
not
see,
constructed. They're
until
still
I
building
watched you and Avela yesterday, I didn't know about it. I just went, okay, the credits, and it's like, okay, that's kind of long, but they show all the Chinese and all the other languages, stuff like that. So I didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah. No, we actually almost missed it too, because like, I don't know, like the last episode was just, we were so into it, and like the end was just so nice that we completely forgot about even the like the possibility of there being a post-credit scene, which is wild, because if Marvel and like Star Wars lately has shown us or teached us one thing, always scroll for the post-credit scene. But yeah, we almost missed it too. It's
Yeah.
but good thing we didn't.
Yeah, no doubt. And I went and watched that yesterday during your stream, and I was like,
And that last shot. Yeah.
damn. Speaking of damn,
Yeah.
Charlie's here.
Hey, Charlie.
I keep my promises.
Let's go.
How's it going?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good. I've listened to this awesome. Sorry about that. Carry on.
No, you're fine. I'm in, dude. You and Blue both.
And to
What do
hear
y'all
other
think of
people's
it?
perspectives. Yeah, what did y'all think of it?
I enjoyed it ish. I was not happy with the end. I had more questions.
Actually,
Yeah,
that's
you
what,
said that yesterday.
to me, that's what made it better because you're like, even though you know what's going to happen, what else is going to get said at the beginning of next season?
Right.
Yeah, but there's just so many unfinished stories. Like no one got a proper ending. I was like, none of the main characters died.
How
The
could
female
they? There's
rebel, the
two-
medic, was just awful. Like she was just there. Her story was not well done.
Which character?
Oh, I forgot her name. She was the medic for the little rebel group.
Okay, the
Yeah,
love
like
interest
she-
of the kind of girlfriend of
Cinta and Belle.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, she just was there. Like she just anytime they put her in a scene, there was no explanation to like how she got there, why she was there. She was just there.
When she was spying.
It bugged me.
Yeah, I mean, they explained
Central.
why
That's what
she was on the
Central.
planet.
Well, her
Oh
little
yeah,
scene.
to kill Andor, but how did she get off the other world? Because after the heist, that planet would have been on full lockdown. No
Oh, yeah.
ships
Well,
would have been allowed.
You
to
know
leave.
how Disney is. Somehow she made it.
No,
I don't
no.
get that reference.
No, but I mean, there's just some things you don't need to see. Like, yes, okay, so we could see her jump in a ship and fly past a Star Destroyer.
I don't need to see it.
Doesn't
I just-
have
She
to.
could have hired a smuggler.
Or
What if she's
yeah,
a
but
double
like,
agent?
All they
has
had to do
no-
was what you
has
call
no
it
meaning
was
to the story.
just say when she was on Ferrix was ideally dad getting off that planet, like like just a bit of like explanation. That's just me though. It didn't ruin the show for me.
Mhm.
I just overall there were so many just unfinished stories for me, and I was like, do they have time with just 2 seasons to do all this?
She knows a guy who knows a guy. and that could be. But I like what Mark said. She could be a double agent.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
killed that Imperial so brutally.
Because she's always telling Vel the rebellion comes first.
Yeah.
What we got, that's secondary. I'll push you to the side for this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So-
I mean, the way she stabbed the one Imperial spy,
Yeah.
Boom. Boom.
that
Too
seemed pretty
brutal.
personal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
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 And did the Death
Super
Troopers even do anything?
No.
They
Because
look. They
they
stood
were
around
They
like-
like
looked
a brick.
amazing.
Yeah. See, that was it. That spoke to me. I
Poor
was like,
guy.
you have 2 Death Troopers here, and you don't do
I'm
anything.
so
with
upset. Yes.
Well, they did the Hulk Hogan pose with a blaster.
Yeah.
it.
And this show
Uh,
did prove that stormtroopers are precise.
Indeed. They were.
They were very precise when they cut down.
Oh,
when they start cutting
One
down
shot
people.
kills, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the ISB female, like the end of her story was garbage. I was just like, what the hell?
What? Who?
You just
Hmm?
the ISB, the
Oh,
female.
Deborah.
I forgot. There's too many names to remember for this show.
Are you talking about Dedra?
Yeah, he's talking about
Yeah,
that.
she was just grabbed and then they were just left there, and I was just sort of like, okay.
Okay,
I-
when
Probably seen season 2, man. No worries.
when the dude saved her and pulled her into that house, and they
Mhm.
had that eye lock. Did
Yeah,
you
I
think they
was
were going to
creeped
kiss
out.
too?
Yeah, 100%
like-
was like,
That was way too long eye contact before anything was said.
No. I think at this point there is no need for theorizing that is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got season 2. No worries.
But I could totally hear Creek playing in
Yeah.
the background whenever he was around. When
Yeah.
Cheryl was around, I could hear that
Yeah.
song playing in my head when he showed up for a scene. That was.
Well,
I mean,
that-
he was just.
Well,
Good.
that and he's obsessed with servitude. So she's like his queen, what he wants to
My
achieve.
queen.
Yeah, my queen. But
Hey, there's Tim.
hey, Tim, what's up, man?
Hey,
He
what's up?
finally showed himself.
Yeah, at the beginning of the stream, Zach said later to you, and I was like, "Where's Tim?" We looked all over for you, couldn't find you.
And Pod Racing Palpatine, Uncle Harlow's a red herring.
Who's Uncle?
Yeah, we loved every bit of it. I mean, for me, I loved Andor. I loved every bit of it, man. Got here super late, but yeah, that to answer your question, Daryl. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
I'm dude. It was so cool you finding out about the thing at the ending on that little thing as well. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, whoa! I'll be back.
Yeah,
Went watched it and came back going, oh,
yeah, right, priceless.
yeah, it was awesome, man.
I still haven't seen it.
What do you mean?
Why are you?
It's on YouTube.
I know what happened.
Don't watch it.
Andor end
Everyone-
credit scene. Just watch it.
Because everyone's told me about it, so I was like, I don't need to watch it.
Yeah,
I need to experience it for
being
yourself.
told
is what
about
it's
it
worth.
and watching it is two different things.
Yeah. And I mean, you can either let everyone ruin everything or just
No, they
watch
didn't ruin it. I was just like, oh, I didn't know there was
You
an
can
end
get
credit scene.
naked and watch it. I'm just saying, man. Some people do that.
Yeah.
What?
I did it yesterday.
The end credit scene gave credit to what they were building at the prison completely when you got to see
Yes,
what that
that
was
gave closure to what
whoa.
they were doing at the prison.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Which
Which
they
they
took
took
already
place.
It's a damn hurry.
counted on it, but
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
It would be
And
better if
what-
they had Wookiees mixed in with the prison guard, and the prison as well, because the Wookiees were heavily involved with that, with all of that, with that slave.
Oh yeah.
The quote
I'm
unquote
still
slave
waiting
labor.
to see it fully. I'm still waiting to see someone fully get their arms ripped out. Give it me, Disney.
Oh hell yeah. And I just remember at the beginning of the season how everybody bitched. There's sex in Star Wars now. I was like, motherfucker, do you not remember Jabba's palace?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sorry.
He had strippers dancing for him. What the fuck?
I mean, for
That's
one,
what Twi'leks
and I mean,
are.
I'm sorry. Like, are we really on that low level that like her doing this is? Wow, that was so expressive. Like, come on. He still had his shirt on. They kissed once. Oh yeah, no, I totally. Hey, you got me.
Yeah.
It is sex, clearly. Cheers to you.
Oh yeah, Blue. JP said you should watch it for your own opinions.
Indeed.
That way you can get a good take on it. Dude, I'm with you. I've been thinking of them all day. I've been at work all day, but I bet
I don't get that reference, nor do I want that reference.
No.
I'm totally I'm gonna clip that and put Han and Leia's theme on it above it
No.
and play it like
Uh-huh.
that.
No.
That's what I was thinking of doing. Padme and Anakin's.
Oh no.
Totally play the entire theme from Bespin when they kiss
Wow.
and the when Han's gonna be frozen in carbonite. That would be so
Yeah.
awesome.
If you have to do that though,
More
do
like
that.
across
You have
the bar.
to take the. You have to take the Family Guy bit at the end and just put "fuck off."
That would be her telling him. He's like, I love you. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Wow, she's got such a great bad face. She's
Oh,
got
yeah.
that resting bitch face down.
Gee,
Yeah, that's a hell thing for it. But yeah, you're not inaccurate. It's not inaccurate.
Good old power.
In fact, by the end of this, I was like, man, I want her to die. And then the damn rock failed me. The pebble failed me, or whatever was thrown at her head. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm still.
Nah, she got some sense knocked into her. That's for damn sure. She was panicking
Man,
bad.
that freeze frame of the rock.
Yes.
Whoa.
where's Yularen at during all of this?
He's
Oh.
probably at the ISB hanging out
Yeah,
and everything
ISB
like that.
headquarters.
He was in the final episode. He had to like freeze frame it, but he was there. So probably
he was?
making sure everybody got their stuff together. Like, hey man, we're doing something right now. So is this going to be a problem? So yeah, he was there.
Okay,
No, he's probably
I'll have to
gonna
go
go
back
to
and
the
freeze
Rose
frame
in
it
handy.
because
I
mean-
it's so cool to see that guy, but at the same time, like very heartbreaking because watching Clone Wars attack on, like, oh man, I miss that guy. Too bad he's on the Empire now. Ah,
He was good in Rebels as well. The one episode he was in.
oh yeah, he's on the Empire side. I was like, no.
No, I think the power converters was a euphemism for drugs.
I'm going to
You had to go.
Tashi
Luke had
Station
to go
for
get
some
some weed.
I'm going to Tashi Station for power converters.
Had to get some of that Tatooine devil grass.
Yeah.
It's the devil's lettuce.
Nah, they were just picking the fungus that grew on the side of the vapor.
Oh yeah, they were doing
vaporators.
shrooms.
Oh, but I have to
He's like-
mention the mother's speech. Oh my God, did that get me
Yes.
mad? I was
Yeah,
like, I
that
feel
got-
your anger. Let it
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, by the end we were all like, "Fuck the Empire!"
Dude,
Yeah.
we were ready to kill things when
Yeah.
as soon as that
Hell
happened,
no.
as soon as that idiot put the thing over the droid, I specifically remember yelling, "Kill him!"
All that popped into my head was Saruman's line. So you have chosen death.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I
well,
was on the edge of my seat when the speech ended. Once the fighting started, I stood up and went, "Yeah,
riot.
dude!" I was in.
Yeah.
I was all in that shit.
We need Pod Racing up here for his thoughts on how he could have controlled the rise of the rebellion and decided not to. It just overlooked it completely.
You just let the people do what they want.
hmm
Just let them think they're in control until they're not.
The illusion of freedom of choice is, yeah, that's the best way to control people. Make them think they have freedom of choice when they really don't.
And it's sadly mirroring what's going on modern right now. I hate to say it, but there are things
absolutely.
there are things that
That's
touch.
why it got me. I was like, mother. Mm-mm.
Mhm. The Patriot Act being that not mentioned but mentioned completely.
Yeah.
I mean, for you non-Americans, you don't feel the sting of the Patriot Act, but yes, it's there. It's mentioned.
Yes, it is.
And there's Jester finally. I finally get something right. It's not Orlando this time. It's Jester.
You know,
Orlando
had
was here
Orlando
earlier and he went,
named-
"Hey,
like, what the hell? Good
Which-
on you, Jester. At least someone."
But overall, I've
Yeah.
enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this series.
Yeah,
God,
very
yes.
much.
I did.
Would you
I
stop
enjoyed it more than
cat-bumping me?
Kenobi.
My
Right,
dog's
so didn't
calf
hesitate. Then their face disintegrated.
Yeah.
Mhm. You got the
Went
brick
full
of justice,
circle.
buddy.
Yeah, out of the live action Star Wars shows, Andor is definitely my favorite. Next
I
to
was
Mando.
so happy that they got the Scotsman back.
I
But he was
hated that character.
pointless.
I
What?
had a big problem with him.
Yeah, I had a
No.
major
He was
problem with him.
hilarious.
Ah,
He was
I
comic
fully
relief in a bad way. I mean, he wasn't. It
Yeah, I
felt like
mean-
he was forced.
If you're going to have a Scottish guy in
Pointless.
there, get one with his accent's not that thick.
it was comedy gold. It was like Fat Bastard from
It's
Austin
like I
Powers.
I kept seeing Groundskeeper Willie.
Nah, if you're gonna do
You don't
Scottish,
tell me what to do.
if you're gonna do Scottish, do Billy Connolly or do Peter Capaldi if they could
Oh,
afford
I
either
like
one
that.
of them.
Oh, dude, Billy Connolly would have nailed it.
But he's a little too old for that part. But and so is Peter Capaldi. But just
Yeah,
hearing
sure.
them with a full Scottish accent like
Oh,
that would had more command than
David
he did. Because
Tennant.
that guy should. Oh, yeah. David Tennant, he's old enough, but he's still got that boyish face, and he's Doctor Who. So's Capaldi, but he's the Doctor. But
But-
Capaldi's range is better than Tennant's, in my opinion. But we're not going to talk about Doctor Who.
No.
'cause that could go-
Quickly, the Doctor Who saved themselves by getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy. Thank the maker. That's all I have to say.
My only problem with Brasso is his name. That's what I clean cymbals with on my drum kit. It's Brasso. I was like, really? You named him after a cleaner?
But
But then again, he cleaned up.
well,
He did.
he is immortalized. He used
Yes, he did.
He used a dead woman's brick to beat the ever living hell out of people.
Oh man, taken out of context, that sounds so bad.
Love.
I took a dead woman's brick and I bust him in the face.
Well, I mean, that gets whole new meaning. You've been bricked. But
The brick of the joke turned
Dude,
into
I'm with you.
I will
Let's
hit
start
you
that
with the
shit.
ashes of the dead.
There's no such thing as Scotchtoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Let's start that shit.
Oh, I have to say though,
Right.
I give that one kid credit for throwing that grenade.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Dude,
Suicide
man.
kid. Like
Yeah.
all the adults are just like stood there like pushing forward. He's just like, I have a grenade.
Mhm.
And in 10 seconds, that kid got more PTSD than anybody did in that episode, too.
No,
He's like,
absolutely.
oh, shit.
That.
He caused more than He caused more PTSD because
And
he
not
just have
only,
a chain
not only
reaction.
that it
Yeah.
was just the
I mean-
pipe bomb, but then the chain reaction with the imploders
Yeah.
falling
Oh my
over.
god, right?
Oh, dude, that was so funny. I was like, it's kind of like too ironic and just like too predictable that it happens to throw on them grenades. But I was like, it's so awesome. I didn't care.
Dude, the entire
So
thing
what-
of him building in the back of my mind, I was like, is that IED? Nah, it could be.
You're talking to
They won't
me,
do it.
chewing the brick.
Yeah. And then just throws it in there and everything just went
Oh.
chaos. And I was like, oh my god.
I mean, I don't know who was more warped after that whole at the end of that scene. I don't know if it was Bix or him, because Bix is out of her mind,
Shit.
and he has totally lost his mind too because of what he did. I mean, that kid's scarred for life.
He is
Yeah.
scarred for life. He found his path.
Yeah,
Murder.
That speech did it, man. Marva's last little
Murder.
hurrah was,
That was it. That was like
He's a true
that's enough to commit. As we now say, rebellions are not built on hope. Rebellions are built on war crimes.
yep.
Rebellions are built on the
Another
bodies
one?
of the evil. I'm sorry, did that come out loud?
No.
it was
That whole like skirmish after the explosion with like the dust, it was like essentially like the scene in like Attack of the Clones with when like the dust was everywhere, except for the fact that it was stormtroopers slaughtering civilians. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That was awesome. And the one thing that made me absolutely die of laughter, they sent one stormtrooper up to the tower. I was like, why don't you just shoot him out of the tower?
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
was
send
really expecting the turret to
moment.
just like blow the tower to smithereens.
Yeah,
But
instead you sent one stormtrooper into a close quarter combat with a guy who has hammers, and as we've seen,
Dude.
for armor is
There
All
are
I had
so
was
many
a Super
things that
Mario
could-
flashback. He was one of the Hammer brothers.
Dude, it was a mixture of a stop hammer time, but you know what? Nah, screw that. This is Sparta. Bam! Man. That poor stormtrooper was like, how many stairs?
yeah, like,
Dude, I gotta make that now.
All right, I got one
I
more.
gotta
I'm
get
good.
that clip from
Oh, I'm
300.
finally up there. I got. Oh God.
I gotta get that clip from 300. This is Sparta, and then showing the stormtrooper fly out the tower.
Yeah. God, that's so good. We all got to
Yeah,
get
but
kicked
it
out
will
of that. Unintended.
You wanna come up here and say hi?
Oh, that's the only thing they missed.
You
Though.
gotta say
They
hi.
didn't add a Wilhelm
You
scream.
gotta say hi. You gotta
Oh,
say hi to
man.
everybody.
I was
You
waiting
gotta
for it in the prison when that one prisoner fell over, that one guard fell over the rail. I was like, that's the perfect time for a Wilhelm scream.
Man. Yeah, I'm still rolling on it because I watched it several more times and stuff like that. And yeah, that's definitely another golden moment for me is this Spartacus kick. And oh God, so good because so many funny things are coming out of that. Like, what was that poor stormtrooper thinking and stuff like? There's so many stairs. There's so many stairs. One more,
yeah.
just one more.
Just
I'll
have
be up there. I'll be good. Okay.
What
All right,
was-
freeze. Oh
I
God.
don't want someone to film like a fan film sort of sequence where it's literally like someone dressed as a stormtrooper running the stairs, and it's just a montage that goes on for like 5 minutes. Just
Yeah,
reach the top and it'd be like, boom.
You
Yeah.
get the rebel pilot from episode 4 who goes, almost there.
You have the Hulk. So many stairs.
It's almost there.
Well, another point that wasn't brought up too was that while they're looking for Andor, they're chasing him on his home turf, thinking they're going to catch him, and he
Yeah.
knows where to hide. It's like chasing rats. You're not.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pointless. I don't even know why they did what they did, going from place to place, knowing that the first thing I would have thought is he's laying low if he's even there.
Yeah.
And I mean, he changed positions so often, even though he technically got ratted out by that snitch.
Mhm.
Like, it didn't matter because he was on the move the entire time.
Mhm.
Well, The snitch got his too. So
Yeah,
That did. God, right in the puss.
Would you have liked to see the
Booyah!
stormtrooper put down the shield? Because me and my friend were talking, after the speech, would it have been kind of cool if like two Imperials just put down the riot shields and was like, she has a point, but then just got executed straight away for putting the shields down, just to show the Empire more brutally.
My problem was
put the shield down when you're like having an entire garrison behind you. I don't know if that's the best idea.
Yeah, they did have a pretty mean turret. Yeah, that was another damn thing. I think we forgot about as well. Starting on early. Remember that turret that they had that poor civilian got hit with?
Yeah.
Like blew an entire hole in like their chest cavity.
Oh yeah, yeah. He made like a backflip, or like he got like blown back. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bad day.
I still agree. I would have liked to see that turret destroy that tower.
Yeah.
And Stanley,
I really expected it.
The snitches didn't get stitches in this one. The snitches got blown to hell and back in this one.
Yeah, right.
They got a grenade to the face.
Yep. Hi there, I'm a grenade. Boom.
Hi there, my name's Renee.
What's this dude?
Hello, my turtle.
My only problem with the shields is shoot their fucking feet. You could see them. Shoot their feet.
No, you couldn't see their feet because I thought they buried them into the ground because they had grab teeth on the bottom of the shields. I didn't think they had.
I mean, the one scene I saw, they were still holding them up above the ground about that far.
Yeah, because they almost went full tortoiseshell. They almost went full tortoiseshell on it, and and we're covering it. We're doing cover for it, but they didn't.
Also, what are you going to shoot? I didn't even see any of the civilians that had blasters.
Yeah. They didn't get blasters until they went full force into the shield wall and started beating the hell out of the common naval troopers and getting their blasters.
Yeah, they should have took a book out of the CIS or reserved some of the energy shields from that because those didn't do a damn thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
So cool.
Karma comes on swift wings in this show.
Definitely. And it's so satisfying when those kinds of characters just die, like actually die.
Yeah, they don't get run through with a lightsaber and get up and walk it off.
No.
And they're like, okay, yeah, you're one with the Force now.
And like, I'm waiting for someone to cut a video of like all the execution style kills that Andor performs, like in the last one where he like knocks that Imperial officer down when he saves Biggs and then holds the blaster like, right to like
he does does the hip toss, does that, then boom,
and it makes it like boom. It makes a boom sound, not the blaster sound. Like it literally like sounds like it's just a.
Was that a true blaster or was it a bolt thrower?
That was a hand blasted.
That was a brighter pistol. That was.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a bolt thrower or a true blaster if he was using.
Andor even about blast his buddy before like he got a glimpse of him whenever he was going through like the kitchen like to get and stuff like that. He almost put a hole in his cranium.
Oh hey Cassian.
Yeah, it's like I was sorry to hear about your mother. Okay, I'm going this way then. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Yeah.
You almost died.
It makes you wonder if that's the first time that's happened. So, damn it, why are you only going on me again? Come on, dude.
She's mentioned,
like, oh shit, not again.
And so it's getting thrown off a balcony in the second Death Star and falling to your death now, isn't it, Palpatine? Sorry.
Yeah.
But you mentioned her. I'm happy that Bix lived. I was so happy.
I am too. A lot of people were alive because of it too, and I'm thankful for that.
Oh well, yeah. I'm like we've talked about it earlier, but I'm very interested to see. I mean, Mark mentioned it too. Very interested to see how that's going to go because I mean, she's got some irreparable damage for sure.
Damage.
Took one for the team. It was Lord Vader would be proud. I mean, I remember when they first like announced what the hell it was, like kids crying. Lord Vader
kids dying, not kids crying. Kids dying.
Crying and dying. It's like poetry rhymes. Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
That's not poetry. That's just murder.
That's just murder.
And it's
hell
of a thing.
Plain and simple. Murder
is poetry.
So how would everybody grade Andor?
8.
Like out of 10.
Just do on A to F scale. A to F scale.
C.
Oh.
I hate rating things with passion, but I will just say it's over 9,010. If you get that reference, get on it.
Calm down there, Cheetah.
It's over 9,000.
I will not Kakarot.
Yeah, out of 10, I'd say a solid 9, definitely.
Yeah, do not insult me by calling me Kakarot. He is the worst father in existence.
Yes, he
I
is.
know this. This is why Piccolo is best.
Okay, if we're going on 9, I would say a 9.3, 9.4. I would rank it slightly above The Mandalorian. It's the best Star Wars show out right now to me. The best Star Wars show.
I'm still thinking Mando's better, but that's just me.
Okay, I mean, your top. I'm not going to argue with you on your opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
A lot of
the way
people
you feel.
love
That's the way you
Andor
feel.
more. A lot of people love Andor, but I just love Mando because it was just all new.
Oh, yeah, for a little bit.
Well,
Daryl,
Yo,
what is your ranking?
my rating is a solid 8.5.
That makes me happy that you just watched it, man. That's fucking awesome. It made me so happy.
Uh-oh. Look at Pod Racing causing shit out in chat.
I give it, no. He gives it 0.
He gives it a Mike
He gives it
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
That's like negative infinity or something. Isn't it?
Oh man, that's funny.
But I'm looking. It's sad that we're gonna have to wait a year and a half, maybe 2 years for another
2 years.
season.
Yeah.
2
But-
years?
Why can't Marvel
2
do
years.
that? Why do Marvel just have to keep firing shows out their arse? That are arse.
Because they got money and the shows are not good.
Yeah,
Marvel's-
but they need to stop. There's too
Marvel-
many.
Yeah, no, I agree. They need to stop because they're at this point just embarrassing themselves.
Marvel blew their load
Oh, yeah.
with the Infinity story. I mean, Marvel's dead unless they do a true Secret Wars and introduce the
They
mutants
haven't.
correctly, which they will not. They'll destroy the X-Men and all the mutants. So
They have.
Marvel is a lost cause completely.
Yeah, like the
Hi, my name
Thunderbolt
is
squad.
Ralph Boner.
They
Nice
messed
to meet
up with
you.
the Thunderbolt squad. It's made up of villains, not heroes.
Villains who were sympathetic,
No, they're not even sympathetic.
or who were made to sympathize with them.
they're kind of there because they don't want to go to prison.
It's kind of
That's-
like Wanda, like, oh, she's doing this to people, but she's doing it for her kids, and you as a viewer are like, that is still fucking evil.
Yeah. But that's why I
Plus,
mean, like,
Would
the
it be-
she
Thunderbolt
has no
squad-
fucking kids.
Yeah, right. Actually.
They're
Still
illusions.
get a page. Raging away.
Marvel could
No,
be a
I'm-
whole nother story.
I am really hoping
Another
with
story.
all my
We're
might.
completely going off the tracks right now.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Well, I'm really hoping with all my might they don't screw up Deadpool 3.
Ooh, yeah, that is a big one. I'm excited for, but
I
yeah,
can't wait.
definitely.
Hugh Jackman's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Ah, hell yes.
Yeah,
Wait.
I mean,
I'm so glad they're not messing
I
with
feel like
Timeline Logan.
Yeah.
I want to believe it's safe because I mean, Ryan Reynolds has like the most say in that still. So like,
I still hope they nod a little bit to the first movie where the bogus Deadpool was in it. I want another nod to it. Not, but
Captain Deadpool.
I just want to see that nod where he just goes completely off about it instead of just showing the scene where he walks up and shoots himself. That's
yes,
I think they'll address that. That'd be funny if that was the one that he took with him, but yeah.
I'm just letting it clean up the timeline.
Yeah, I hope they don't mess with Logan because that film. is
No,
the
they
only
won't.
Marvel
They
film.
No, they said they
no,
won't.
they won't.
Yeah.
They already said that. That was one of Hugh Jackman's agreements
yeah,
for doing it. One, he's gonna have to go back on his crazy diet again, which is
yeah.
respect.
But you know what would be
Dude,
super hilarious if like Deadpool and like Wolverine would sit down and then Deadpool would be like, right, so yeah, like the studio gave me this book and like this is all the storylines we have to pay attention to. Holy shit, that's so fuck that.
Yeah.
But-
And then like, Logan, you died?
Apparently
That
so.
would probably be the after credits.
Yeah. What the cut the credits?
Oh man,
That was.
that was another good one.
glorious.
Was Logan?
I look forward to chat with that majestic human Aussie. God, so handsome. What? So cool. But
Nope.
yeah, dude.
I have no words.
There are no words.
It's nothing like watching an X-Men movie and then turn around watching the Greatest Showman and seeing Wolverine up on stage singing and dancing. That
Oh, so
was
funny.
impressive. That was impressive. I'll
He's
give
a
you
man
that
of many
much.
talents.
I still think my favorite film of his though has to be Van Helsing.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in so long. So cool.
I've never
Yeah,
finished
it was-
watching that movie. One day I'll get back to it.
Homework.
I'll get back to it
Homework,
one
yeah.
day.
Oh, the end is so good.
His best movie by far.
I love it. I love everything that man's touched. So good.
What was the name of that magician show he did?
The
The Prestige.
Yeah, the
yes,
Prestige
with
was good.
That
Prestige
was
with
damn good.
Christian Bale. Yes.
That
I
was
haven't
a
seen that.
damn fine movie.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Watch
So
it.
good, man.
It's
Highly
very
It's
good.
well worth. It's well worth. It's one of those ones.
That-
Once you start
that's my
watching it,
homework.
you won't stop watching it.
Yeah, because once I got into it and it started happening, then I realized what was happening. I was like, "Holy shit!"
hmm And whom it involves and why and
Mhm.
what. I mean, even though it couldn't happen, you're like, I wonder if that really happened.
hell of an
I don't
ending.
know. Nikolai Tesla was brilliant man.
Yes, he was.
He was
Crazy, but
overshadowed
great.
by an American fat boy.
But to go back to Andor, did you all see the Y-wing, the Y-wing wings on the ship that Bix got away on?
Yes, I did notice that.
I did
I
not.
thought that was
the
so
same
cool.
ship that Andor flew away from. Was it Narkina? Narkina 5?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
wait a minute.
Yeah, it was the one where he
Or
went.
Morlana. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same ship, yeah. But yeah, it had the Y-wing.
It had
Yeah,
the
I thought that was
nacelles on
so
it.
cool.
Or can I say nacelle, seeing that that's a Star Trek
And
copyright?
all I'm going to say is it Luthen, his ship, when it just brought the lasers out the side, I just went, Iron Man. That's an Iron Man reference if I've ever seen one.
That was kind of cringeworthy. That was the only thing that, now that you brought it up, and thanks for
Really?
doing that, Blue. That was the only cringeworthy thing about this whole show was that scene, right? That scene when it happened, I was like, no, this is going to Kevin J. Anderson and some of the stuff that he did with lightsabers, because that's what that was. Those were lightsabers.
No.
To me, that's
I
what it
disagree.
represented.
And main
don't-
disagreement because literally in episode 3, the Venators use the exact same laser, just a bit bigger, a lot bigger. They're the exact same type of lasers that are long, so
It just
I didn't mind it.
No,
kinda
I'll
cringe to
fucking
me.
love it.
Well, here at the
Well-
Empire, size
Well, I mean, I
matters.
can totally if you dislike it, I feel like it's totally fair. But I mean, on the other hand, it's been
No.
in Star Wars before. Just other
What would have
media.
been better was if he'd it's already been, this has been done in Star Wars before, is if he'd made a jump to hyperspace, tried to jump to hyperspace and dropped proton torpedoes off the backside of his hull into the that's not true Star Destroyer, but into the frigate,
The cruiser.
the cruiser. It would have been even better, because that would have looked cool just to see that maneuver pulled on live action. Because Luke did it in the Timothy Zahn books, but it would have been neat to see it.
I have to mention
Yeah, I thought
this.
that's what he was going to do at first, and then I was like, okay.
Laser beam.
and
Oh my god, Mon Mothma's child. I feel so sorry for her. I thought that arc was so dark that they're marrying her off, and to a freaking boy, like not even a teenager. That was a boy.
Well, she's married her daughter off to a crime syndicate. So
Yeah,
Well, yeah. At the same time, her daughter wants to be married.
Yeah.
Ugh.
because
Game
it's
of Thrones.
tradition. That's what I thought was really dark about Mon Mothma's
Yeah, it is
backstory.
really
You found
dark.
out.
Well, that's the Chandrila customs.
Yep, married
I
teenagers.
think it's also good that they're starting to clean up her backstory too, where she has nobody tied down to, that she can't freely go over to the Republic. I mean, over to the rebellion and focus all of her energy on the rebellion.
Yeah. I
because
it's
once her
sad
daughter's gone,
5 years later, man, she'll be on Yavin 4.
Yep, and you
I mean,
don't see any family there.
It's
Yep.
sad that it has to happen to the character, but in the same sense, I mean, you know where it's going. Just like with Andor, you know where everything's going. Some people are going to die and some people aren't. But
A lot of people are going to die.
yeah.
well, it's
Yeah.
like that other chick who was on who's spying and said, we come second, the rebellion comes first. When Centra or something like that.
Yes.
Syndra.
And that's how Mon Mothma feels about the rebellion. The rebellion comes first; everything else is secondary.
And that's what another thing, and mentioning another science fiction IP, that's what made Battlestar Galactica good. Some of the not major characters, the ones that became major characters later, end up getting killed or killing themselves, and they're dead. They're not coming back. That's
Rick
why,
Springfield died in the first episode.
well, not that Battlestar Galactica. I'm talking about the better.
Oh, the new one.
Battlestar. Yeah,
It's not a better version. It's just different.
The old one is a classic.
The old one's campy.
I've never seen
It's still.
Well, of course,
I've
it was
never
made in the
seen
late
either.
70s.
Mm-hmm.
Do what,
But
Blue?
your girlfriend's in
I
it.
said
so
I've never
you should-
seen either.
Oh, you
Nah.
haven't?
Oh.
You should watch
Yeah.
both. Honestly, you should watch both of them, and then
In order to appreciate the second one, you have to watch the first one.
yes, you do, and just avoid Galactica 80. Don't even acknowledge that it exists.
Because Charlie will be happy. I just finished rewatching Spartacus again, so I'm freed up now. I've caught up on every show I needed to, besides like Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, because that's just so long to do. And so
Chatting with him next week.
I'll tell you how I watched the Arrow and the Flash, and Mary's Game Room gave me a list of episodes to watch that were intertwined between them. I didn't truly watch them as separate shows. I watched them together, and it made a lot of sense. I wish I still had the list. I'd send it to you, Blue, but I mean, she gave me.
Oh no, I've
gave me
watched both of it. It's just Supergirl after season 2, it just gets so bad with the politics and the political agendas. I just want to like cut my eyes out and feed them to a gun dog.
I never watched Supergirl, so I never watched Supergirl, and I wanted to watch Stargirl, but I totally forgot it was on because 24/7 highly recommended it, and I heard some good things about it, but I never got around to it.
Lauren Mary Kim, who stunt doubled Ahsoka and Elektra, is the main one for that one.
Nice.
She's very easy on the eyes and very nice person.
Very agile.
At least she's not both kind of grabs your ass.
You shut your mouth, Lou.
You lucky devil.
Yes, in Pod Racing, Daryl did mention one that I told, or was it Daryl? Or was it you, Strike, that mentioned?
I did.
Okay, yeah, I missed one completely that I did. That Daryl told me. I was like, now I'm gonna have to go back and watch the episode to see where it was.
Well, spoiler alert. Somebody noticed a Mayan calendar in Luthen's shop. They're like, "Yay, Mexicans are canon in Star Wars."
Congratulations, Mexican Iron Man! You are now part of the Star Wars universe, whether you like it or not.
So now he's Mexican Skywalker.
You got to tell him that, Daryl. You have to tell him that.
There were so many things in there.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones's whip was in
way
there.
Too much.
It was.
We just all noticed.
Yeah,
it was
Indiana Jones' whip was in there.
I did not know. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch
in the carbonite like thingies. There's the Indiana Jones whip, and on the shelf there are the what are they called? The stones from the second Indiana
Temple of Doom. The one.
Oh, the Sankara stones.
Yeah, the Sankara. Yeah, exactly. They're on the shelf.
Yep.
All right. Did anything hit you when they mentioned his assistant's name was Leia?
Leda.
Oh, it was Leda?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
To be fair, I thought it was Leia at first, but then subtitles corrected me, and I was like, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah. Now I feel like an idiot. Now,
No, I thought he said it at first too.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and I was
she
like,
kind of was acting like Leia in a sort of strange sort of way.
Oh, no way! The headpiece is in there too. Dude, I got to go back and rewatch that episode.
There were so many things in that, dude. So many.
Yeah, there's what's the prison
just
episode when
yesterday.
skating. What you call it? There was the mic that was the same from episode 4 as well, that they used for the comm system.
There were great things, man. Like, But of course, I just remember us all doing the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood meme of when we seen Sam Witwer start going, and everything like that. We're just like, we lost our minds. But God, yeah, he has quite a collection up there.
Well,
Yeah.
I can remember the first Easter egg I saw when I saw Phantom Menace when the Falcon flew into land.
Yeah.
Like,
That was
whoa.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Falcon
Revenge of the
is.
Sith.
Yeah. Oh, it's
The
Revenge of the
Falcon
Sith? Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
it was. Okay, yeah, it was. I'm
Look
sorry.
at the bottom of the screen when it shows them going to the Senate building. You'll see
Yeah.
a YT
See the
300
Falcon.
sail right into the bottom.
Okay, I need to go see this.
And
Funny
according
enough-
to lore, that's the Falcon.
And funny enough, and not really meant to be canon, like Easter egg in Attack of the Clones when Anakin and Obi-Wan chase Sam Wessel, there's actually like a itsy bitsy like small render in like the lower part of the traffic, and you can see and the shades of an X-wing followed by a TIE Advance and 2 TIE fighters. So it's essentially like the New Hope's trench run setup, and it's just like
Nice
in the
little thing they
in the
peppered in.
traffic.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be like a canon thing or anything. It's just a fun detail. But yeah, if you go watch it, like try and look out for it.
Make the audience feel like they had a Force vision.
Also, I could have sworn, now that you mentioned pod racing, I could have sworn I saw a bottle of Queequeg gin in that scene, too. Sitting on the shelf.
Made the Jedi.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to bed. I have work in the morning.
Okay, please.
Thanks for coming by, Blue.
Thanks for
Take it
having
easy,
me on. Love
Take
you
care,
guys. Wait, quickly, Charlie, what is beneath your feet?
Sacred ground, Dottore, watered with the tears of blood.
And Strike, back off. Love
Fuck
you.
off. Love you.
Love you guys. See you guys later.
Take care, buddy.
Later, bud. Oh, they messed up.
God.
They messed up.
It was,
It was Strike. We're very close together. They messed up.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
this
Not
is
yet,
in
though.
preparation
Not
for
yet.
the
Not
announcement.
yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're not going to have an announcement today.
No, look. You'll have to get in touch with our, manager and whatnot. He'll work out.
We're working on something.
Yeah, man. It's working on a thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm aware. I just once Blue left and y'all were down there, it was like, hey, opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yeah, right. So look, you just got it's a holiday thing, man. You're gonna have to get, you like it.
Oh yeah, I know we will.
I do have something to announce, if you don't mind, Daryl, before we go.
Absolutely.
We do Mayor's Game Room's Extra Life Charity is coming up next weekend. 24 hours of insanity. Getting ready for this one. We are, as far as I know, she may change it up. You never can tell with her. The discussion was we're going to do 12 hours of video games and we're going to do 12 hours of board gaming live. The 12 hours of video gaming, of course, if you have any of the games that we are playing, you are more than welcome to join. And that will be for 12 hours. I know she's going to try to work karaoke, Rambling Canucks karaoke in when he does his karaoke and then go back to video gaming. But all are welcome to join. If you want to join in gaming or if you just want to join in chat, stop by and say hello, please do. And we will be announcing that. She will be posting that soon. And Daryl will be posting the links when he does some of his streams.
Yeah, it's
And
the Extra Life charity. Isn't it?
Yeah, Extra Life Marathon Charity, yes.
Yeah, and I will be posting a link to Extra Life on our next 2 shows. And Saturday, I will be posting a link for the live stream that they're doing.
So it's going to be insane. The first year, I wish it was still up, but we didn't know things that we do now, and we did a full 24 hours instead of breaking them up into different segments and starting over.
Yeah,
but you learn from your mistakes. But there was some really crazy stuff that happened in that first one that shouldn't see the light of day anymore. But it was still fun.
And that's why there's the intranet.
Yeah, but there's
the interwebs.
There's only memories, no documentation of it. So
no, somebody probably has it recorded somewhere.
Yeah, possibly. I hope not. Because most of it was a good portion of it was me being insane for certain reasons. But we won't go into that.
We don't hold that against you.
Yeah.
Derpy 501st, welcome to the stream, man. I enjoyed Andor more than Mando. It didn't need any toy merchandise to get season 2, and Andor showed a side of Star Wars we haven't seen before.
Yes,
I
sir.
agree.
I agree as well.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Andor was good, and it showed the side that hasn't been seen before, and I'm digging it.
Well, like I keep on harping back to, it also showed that we do not need the Skywalkers in anything to have Star Wars.
Yep.
I just
People
love
say
how,
it. Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, I'm an asshole.
No,
Uh,
no. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
again, it's something I never knew I needed, just like many other things when it comes to stuff that's just been popping off and everything like that. Whenever we watch, Rogue One, it adds more to it when you go and watch A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi, all on that, because
Yeah.
how it ends it perfectly, like Sam Witwer says, but now it complete utter darkness of shit of the highest caliber, and then going straight into so it's more to add on to it. That's amazing. And and just can't wait to see. I want to see more Saw Gerrera. Now he still has his breathing apparatus. He doesn't have it yet. He has his legs.
Yeah.
I wanna
He's
see
going to
it.
eat shit next season.
Love that actor. Anyways, carry on.
Oh,
Sorry.
Blue. I'm sorry. Hell yeah. There you go. There you
I
go.
heard that.
Well, I mean, if you're going to add anybody in from anything that's legendary or Disney, quote unquote, legendary, bring in some of the clone troopers that were there, like bring it that are still alive and wandering around. That doesn't hurt the story one bit. It might even advance it a little bit because there's more than Rex still roaming around out there. We know that.
No. It's actually
So-
funny
We're
because
about
like before the show there were rumors about Commander Fire showing up, which is now obviously false. But I mean, just like clone troopers that are now like officers and still like, now not serving as troopers but as higher ups. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Batch next season.
Bad Batch season
Yep.
2, my guy. It's coming.
Yep.
Yep.
Cody's in it.
that he
And
is.
that's not that far off, is it?
January.
January.
Yep,
When's
January.
when's Mando's new season start?
After?
Okay.
So it's Bad
March
Batch
or May.
season 2, then Andor season 3, then Ahsoka.
Hell's
Pod
Reach.
Racing, bite your tongue. Skywalker's not involved in this. as much as you want to turn the Skywalkers, you
Cassian
can't do it.
Andor.
He did that earlier. He said Cassian reveals his full name in the next season. Cassian Andor Skywalker.
Cassian Andor Eduardo Skywalker.
Get that
He's
right.
just got to face facts that the Skywalkers win and he loses. It's over with. But you got Ray out of it at least.
I don't get that reference.
It's okay. It goes over my head now that I've chose to forget.
You can't
Yeah.
Because
get
one
that
thing
kind of star.
I've noticed that a lot of just a minute, baby, we're almost done. That a lot of YouTubers do instead of, when a show comes out they don't like, they'll get on and bitch about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know the quickest way to get them to change their shit is to not talk about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And not to paraphrase a line from The Hunt for Red October,
Good movie.
they will not tremble at the sound of our gripes. They will tremble at the sound of our silence. Because
Good movie.
when we become silent, they become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very
And
true.
as long as people are talking about them, they're just going to keep chucking out the shit.
And spoiler alert, same concept goes to anything that has something to do with views. Like Disney Plus, it functions on views and popularity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't like something,
Don't
watch
watch it.
it. It's the best way to boycott anything.
I can't say I'm not going to say that because I do hate watch shows. There are some shows that I hate watch on a certain little platform called Paramount Plus, but that's a
Yeah, but I
different
mean,
story.
if you really look at it, like the most damage you would do if you wouldn't watch it.
True.
Wouldn't affect anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like cancel Disney Plus. Don't give them money. They've already got their money
Just
because they're giving out free subscriptions all the time.
don't.
They make
just
their money from the parks.
value my health more than my entertainment. I don't feel like another ruptured blood vessel.
Yeah, and that's why if another show comes out that I don't like, I'm not going to talk about it at all.
There you go.
People ask me, I'm going to say, nope, not talking about it. I didn't like it. I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, I hate watching for my enjoyment, which is kind of bad. But I don't get on I don't get on YouTube and talk about it. I hate watch just because it brings me pleasure to hate watch certain
To
things.
paraphrase Khan, for hate's sake.
I stab a thief.
No. I
Okay,
screwed that up.
Okay.
Not for hate's sake.
For pity's sake.
spite.
Oh.
I hate watch thee.
For hate's sake, no shit. You had to do it, Daryl. I used to have that damn thing memorized, but I'm old now, so shut the hell up.
It's the line from Moby Dick,
Yeah,
and that's what I loved about that. It's like it was futuristic Moby Dick, and it worked beautifully, and still holds up to this day. That movie was released 1982.
mm-hmm.
Been a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a hot minute.
So,
Oh well, we're gonna get. I bet we get Cassian learning how to become a
Can't
top-notch
wait.
spy.
please let him grow his porn stash. Please let him grow his porn stash.
Oh,
he does
he'll
not
have
look
it.
right. He
He
does
will.
not look
I'm
right
sure
with
he'll
a
have
baby
it on
face.
episode 1.
He'll have it.
You will.
Melchi will come back and have his stuff, and Cassie will
There
have
you
his
go.
stuff.
There you go, Mark.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Ghost.
Thank Ghost.
Right.
For hate's sake, I stab at thee.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm definitely excited for season 2 for sure.
God, yes.
Definitely.
I'm looking forward to it because it's
Same.
like everybody's saying, Derpy and a lot of others are saying this is a side of Star Wars we haven't seen. And I'm even back in the 80s when I was playing with my action figures in the 70s and 80s, I was doing spy shit sometimes because I started getting into James Bond then.
Oh,
So like
good
rebels going behind enemy lines and doing shit and helping the Bothans get the Death Star plans for the second one and all that shit.
When
Even
Star
though I didn't
Wars
have
was
any
coming to an
Bothans.
end, that's when G.I. Joe was starting to become big, and G.I. Joe joined up with Star Wars, and
Yep.
that was the thing to do back in the day.
Yep.
I just told
Go,
myself,
Joe. May the force be with you.
Yes.
Definitely,
And you couldn't be an action figure with a Kung Fu grip though.
Yep. That's true. That is true. And then you landed on He-Man's world.
I never got into He-Man. Never was. A
Oh
big
man,
fan of
He-Man fucked Stormtroopers up, dude. Even when Skeletor was trying to get with the Emperor and team up, yeah, no, Emperor fucked him up.
The Wolf Den. No. Sean Connery is the best Bond. Don't ever say that.
Oh man, I miss that guy.
I'd say he's Brosnan's probably second or third and distant from Sean Connery.
My favorite quote from Sean Connery, though.
Charlie, are
His
you
son.
ready to snap someone out of existence in a second?
I can. Why?
Well, Phil is
Oh,
asking for it.
I just saw that.
That's cute. Fuck you.
But my favorite line from any Sean Connery movie is from The Rock. Losers complain.
Oh,
about
another good
best.
one.
Winners go fuck the prom queen.
Oh, that's a good one.
We watch these.
Oh yeah, favorite line
So
of
good.
every movie he's been in.
Nicolas Cage, back before the bees.
Oh,
Not the
dude.
bees. They're all over me. They're biting my
geez.
face. They're stinging my face. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
We got the reference.
but
The Wick-
speaking of Nish,
The Wicker
Nish-
Man is still
Nish-
it's unintentional comedy.
I'm a Jedi.
Oh man.
Just think, we almost got that guy as Superman. Just
Yes,
think.
we did. I'm glad someone else
Very
knows
close.
that.
Very close to getting him as Superman.
Yeah, that
Very
would have
close.
totally changed it.
Thank you, Tom Welling. Oh God.
It's like I can't find a Krypton rock, man.
God, this. Yeah, that would have hell of a thing.
He's a nice guy. I can't say anything
yeah.
bad. I've met him because for some reason, he loves my home city. He filmed 2 movies here, and he loves Mobile, Alabama for some reason. and
I really,
he visits quite often too.
I really want to see that movie of him going at himself and everything like that, where it's like meta and it's like him, like a fan or something like goes to him and he's like has this mansion and stuff. I've yet to see it, but
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
God, it looks great.
I'd like to see he and Gary Busey play themselves in a movie together. That would be awesome.
Gary Busey. I'm Gary Busey. Jeez.
oh man,
Well, y'all got anything coming up?
straight.
Well, I mean, the watch parties are over now, so can't guarantee anything weekly. Right now, I have some fun community polls. If you're interested in looking at that, I messed around with some AI that creates art, and just like just wondered what would happen if you type in like names of Star Wars characters, and there's some interesting stuff. I know Charlie has been answering the polls, so go ahead and look and give your best guess. It's interesting and frightening.
It's one hell of a word, hell of a thing.
Yeah, no, but other than that, I think the best place to hear people like Charlie and me talk is the Click. Yeah, weekly streams there. More than welcome to join. But yeah, that's it.
Well, hang on just a second. Let me put that link in the chat.
Next week I got GalaxyCon, more of that, entire Clone Wars cast, a few of the Flash members, and then Rosaria Dawson.
I hate you.
In the very beginning, I love you too. At the very beginning, I got Andy Serkis.
Nice.
And I did get Hugh Jackman, which I'll probably be shirtless in that interview.
Oh,
nice.
Your camera better be doing this.
Oh, it will be. I have no problem admitting it either.
Like, Charlie, what? Are you okay? Is there an earthquake? No. What?
No, just excited to be here.
Yeah. Literally the
Hey,
same.
one of y'all want to put the link for that channel in the chat or in,
Sure.
in the private chat?
Yeah.
I got you.
As for me, you can find me lurking here, and Daryl trying to get me online sometimes. Sometimes he sees and sometimes he doesn't. You can also find me trolling as a bot over on Loki's Mornings of Mischief and misbehaving in chat. And upcoming, we do have the big 24-hour Extra Life Marathon over at Mary's Game Room.
Okay, got me to it. Good job, Strang.
And that's
If
December
Daryl throw
3rd, isn't it?
on December 3rd, 4th. Please come join us. If you can't, then get the word out so we can have a decent size. We've had pretty decent size chats and stuff, but we're trying to get more people interested in it.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
yeah, and as soon as Mary makes it up, I will I'll pin it in any stream we do.
I'll probably talk to her in a little while. She's in the middle of going to see Black Panther right now. She's finally catching up on her movie, so she said she'd hit me up.
She's gonna be pissed.
So she'll probably hit me up before she goes on her date night with Rambling. So I'll mention it to her and tell her to get in touch with you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, just I'll post the link to the Extra Life charity. And then the day of the live stream, I will post the link to the live stream in the chat.
Speaking of the Extra Life charity, there are incentives if you go in and look. She is giving away some prizes for different level tiers. I'm not going to say what they are because my face is plastered on one of them, unfortunately. But if we meet certain goals, like during, we do have 2 goals that we're trying to meet. This year we're playing a little bit smaller than that we did last year, because it stressed us out completely. Last year we got, I forgot what the total dollar was. I don't want to say it wrong and then she chews me out when she's listening to this later. But we well exceeded our goals, and I shaved my head live on YouTube last year, which was fun. This year's a little bit lighter. I'm going to eat freeze-dried crickets if we hit $1,000. And if we hit $1,500, I am getting my arms waxed live on YouTube.
That's some jackass shit.
So for those of you who are sadistic,
go donate if you want. If you want to see me in pain, go donate. We're almost to $1,000 right now. So, but last year we I want to say, do you remember what the dollar was, Daryl?
Oh
dollar
God,
amount was. It was over. I think it was close to 4,000, if not over 4,000.
It was
what
oh
we
yeah, I
raised.
think it was like 4,600 or something.
Yeah,
like
we raised, and it's very stressful too. But that's why we low keyed it this year a little bit. She was busy, and I changed job. I left my position at my former job after 21 years because I had enough of it, and took 5 months off, much to my wife's chagrin. And I have just started a new job, so it's been kind of topsy turvy for both of us trying to focus on it. But we're totally focused on it right now, trying to get to $1,500. And all the proceeds go directly to Extra Life. We do not see any of it, and it goes to helping kids. We have nothing to do with the money, so
And that's the best thing about running a charity when you are not monetized.
Yep.
Every bit of it goes to the charity.
Yep. And even if it was monetized, it would still go to. It would be guaranteed going to the charity. We don't play games
but
like that.
I wouldn't run a stream to where people could super chat. I would turn super chats off for that stream because YouTube gets 30% of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no. We're running a charity here.
Yeah.
Nobody getting nothing but the charity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we did have Twitch. We
did have a lot of extra help. I mean, just not from a lot of it came from outside people donating. But can I give somebody props, Daryl? Do you mind?
Of course, I mind.
Okay,
yes, go.
okay.
Yeah,
well,
dude.
You know where I'm going with this. Loki was very generous in helping us out last year.
Yes.
And if you're not a member of Loki's Mornings Mission, please go join him as well. A little bit of insanity every morning, and his evening shows are just as good too. But he was a key figure in helping us out last year, and we thank him a lot. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. Loki's a good dude. I've met him twice.
Super nice guy.
Yeah,
he's not what everybody says that most of the assholes say that he is.
I've never heard anything bad about him. And
there are people out there that. There are people
that
down talk him. He's ultra nice and one of the most giving people, one of the most generous people you'll ever meet.
That he is.
Whether helping with mostly with monetary or helping with YouTube, which he does a lot too.
Yes. Yeah. He's real good about helping everybody. Anybody he can. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Generous son of a bitch and one hell of a human being.
Yes, he is.
And I'm proud to know him. Just like I'm proud to know all you guys.
Yep.
You look like you didn't believe that, Charlie.
Enough with the sentiments.
Enough with
Charlie's like, stop.
Make my heart swell.
Time for this shit.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you guys for coming on the panel. This has been really fun.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just expect us back during the holidays.
Yes. They're extended family of
vacuum. I mean, not with the performance, but just
I have to see this Backstreet performance. I missed the first one. I must see this.
You missed the first one. Well,
yes, I missed the first
go back and check. It's on the videos.
No, I want to be live when you do it. I mean, because
you might actually want to rewatch it though, because I mean, nobody knew at the time
was the greatest.
What we were gonna do.
You got blindsided.
It was
absolutely blindsided.
You never can tell. You never can tell who will be a backup singer for you too. I know there are certain people out there that would enjoy being a backup singer for you. Daryl knows who I'm talking about.
they put themselves into a corner. They kept asking for something. Well, I wouldn't say they, but just one person was like, "Do this and this and this." I'm like, strike out. We need to do something about this. Let's do something. All right, we'll do it. You go behind the thing.
It was like Charlie called and was like, "Yeah, what about that situation?" I was like, "Yeah, no fucking way we're singing that." And then we were like, "Okay, but we could do this."
Brilliant.
You did it.
And then we put the meanest poker face on and watched them die of laughter. It was amazing.
And it was so worth it. So worth it.
Yes. Go back and watch that video.
Okay, I'll go back and watch it. But you guys owe me a Backstreet Boys now that's been brought up. I need to see this live.
Well, that's ironic because we're leaving. Bye.
Later, gang.
Take care, everybody. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Give us a sub. It's free. Doesn't cost a thing. We just annoy your algorithm.
Yes.
just like we do everything else. So y'all take care, and remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, you will always have a seat at our table. Y'all take care.
Stay awesome.